Today we will learn about this cue card of January to April 2023. Title is Describe a place where there was a lot of noise. Well, this generally happens on public transports area when the first cue is when this happened. So generally you say it happened last month or last week because recent experiences are easy to elaborate. Second cue is where it was. So I chose railway station. You can talk about bus stand, or taxi stand, anything, and or maybe it can be a hospital. Third cue is why there was a lot of noise because I was waiting and the train was arriving. So some of the people were waiting for the train, and some of the people have just arrived from the train journey, and that's why the hustle bustle was there. Explain what you did when you heard the noise. So, to avoid the noise, I started listening to music because I was sure that my train is going to reach at the platform half past 10. So, I think I have enough time to avoid the noise and start listening to music. Or you can say that I went out for having breakfast because I skipped my breakfast that day. Um, so this is how you will elaborate. The introductory line will be, well, noise is a very common thing these days, where there will be people, there will be noise. So I have come across noisy places very often because I travel by public transports. So this has happened to me last week when I was about to take my train for Delhi, and uh, my train was supposed to reach on the station at 10:30, and I reached there an hour early because never wanted to miss the train, and moreover I need to confirm my ticket and check do some of the formalities also. So Uh, when I reached the railway station, I saw that there was a lot of hustle bustle because it was the starting of the day, and it's not too early because and more people going to offices and schools and uh, uh, general traveling. They were arriving, and they were taking their train also. So there was too much noise. People were running for their journey and for their train. So to avoid that noise, actually I have a little migraine problem, so I try to avoid noise because it creates headache to me. So I went into the guest room and uh, um, started listening to music to avoid the noise, so that at nearly 10:15 I will reach to the platform to check my train. And before going there, I confirmed my train again from the uh, station master. So it was sure that my train was going to reach at 10:30. So I relaxed there in the guest room. Then I felt a little hungry and went for roadside vendor for taking breakfast. I had a very light breakfast, tea with biscuits. So I planned to take a very good breakfast at reaching in between the rail in between the train or at reaching Delhi. So this was the time when when I spent a little time in a noisy place, and I quite managed it. The follow-ups are many actually. So we will be discussing all these. The first one is noise pollution serious in India? It is serious in India, especially on the public transport places, because people you will hear vendors shouting, you will hear public shouting for their trains, you will hear the conductors in the bus shouting for the passenger calling the passengers for a specific city. So it's common in India. Second is, do you like to live in a noisy place? No, not at all. I avoid noisy places because as I said, it gives me headache. Do you like to go to noisy place? No, I don't like to go to noisy places, and I avoid them. But sometimes I like to have DJ parties with my friends just for a little time. Fourth, where can you hear loud noise? Well, loud noises, as I said, can be heard at the public transport places, markets, and you can easily find noises in schools and dance discotheques. Fifth, do you think that there's more noise in people's lives today than in the past? Of course, it is. Because people in the past never shouted too much. But as for now, the noises and hustle bustle is more than the past. Sixth question is, uh, do you think cities will become noisier in the future? No, I don't think so, because even now, also you can see more majority of people just take their phone, start watching videos on phone, and they wear earphones most of the time. So maybe it will be lesser in future, because a lot of things are getting digital. For example, trains and bus bookings and taxi bookings. So maybe it will be less than the present time. Seventh, what is the noise in life? Well, if like in life, noise is the burden of relationships, the burden of competition and career. I think that's the noise, because we keep on thinking about it. S- Um, Eighth question is, how is the noise level in your city? In my city, noise level is very high, because it's a small city and everything is called for, and mm, with a very loud noise. So, next one is, why do people like going to noisy places like restaurants, pubs, even though they know these places are noisy? I think people like to go to noisy places because they're comfortable with it. They love to be in the crowd, so that's why they visit these places and be a part of that crowd. Shall we encourage children to make noise? No, I don't think so. We should encourage children to make noises, because that's not healthy for their uh, vocal cords or some and things, because if we will encourage them, that will become a permanent habit in them. So I don't think so we need to encourage children to make noise. So this was the cue card, and it's quite tricky. I have skipped some of the questions actually. After eighth, you might have seen that I have turned to 13 and 14. Actually, ninth to 12th questions are those similar questions which are asked in the intro questions of noise related, right? So you can take it from there, and if there's any confusion and you need any ideas for that regarding this, please let me know in the comment box. Like, subscribe, and share my channel.